Hey everybody, welcome to AGN Live. We are in the Petro Metro in Houston, Texas at the 10th Annual Energy, Drone, and Robotics Coalition Summit. I am here with Joshua Lewin. He is with Echodyne, who kindly sponsored this stream so we can bring it to you live. Thanks also to LiveView, who presents our show every time we're on the road with this amazing equipment that they've given us to come to you from show floors. So Joshua, so great to see you.
Thank you, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So is this your first EDR?
No, actually my second.
Your second one. All right, so first of all, tell everybody what you do at Echodyne.
Yeah, so I'm Joshua, like she had mentioned. I do business development for Echodyne. We're really excited to be partnering with folks, bringing high resolution radar for both enabling flight through BB loss, but also helping protect critical assets and things like that. So it's a great opportunity to be here and connect with folks.
I love that. I'll tell you what, I've noticed this year, Josh, and I'd love your perspective on this. It seems like counter UAS has finally come into the conversation here in the energy sector.
I 100% agree. We've been seeing a huge uptake in demand for counter drone, particularly with all the conflicts happening around the world.
Yeah.
There's a lot of concern around drones being used for nefarious purposes and things like that, and particularly some of the actual conversations happening on the show floor, but also in the conference rooms around that. So it's been very excited, along with all the enablement, because I know enablement's been a big portion of this conference. So it's very exciting to see both sides of that drone coin being in conversation.
Finally, right?
Exactly.
So we're going to have Sean Gare on here in a minute. He's the grand poobah behind this event. He's got an amazing team. But, you know, we're seeing, like you said, the enablement side, but also the security side increasingly so. So
Exactly.
what else, you know, second year, what else do you think has changed?
It's interesting seeing a lot more just drone companies. The first year I was here, they had a parade of robots around the show floor.
Yeah.
And this time there's just drones and one or two robots. So it's always fun seeing the robotics, but it seems like drones are really taking over the conversation here.
They have taken over the conversation for sure. And what I noticed, Josh, because I go to so many shows, as do you and Echodyne, some of the drone OEMs that I've seen at other shows are here for the first time. Or maybe they were here a while ago and now they're back.
Yeah.
So I think that says something about where the energy sector is going in terms of emerging technologies.
And it's exciting seeing the collaboration between a lot of these folks and creating more layered solutions. Probably last year you saw a lot of single sensor technologies, but now you're seeing people including, you know, cameras and radars into their detection stack to really engage with not just compliant flyers, people who are broadcasting remote ID, but a lot of those nefarious actors or people who are flying dark. So it's exciting to see.
Very, very cool. So how can people learn more about Echodyne and where can they reach you?
Definitely, come visit our website. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, Joshua Lewin, or shoot me an email, jlewin@echodyne.com.
All right, man, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We're gonna hot swap that mic and we're gonna get Sean Gare in. Sean is in the house, like I said, he's the guy, he's the mastermind behind this, and this has been 10 years now, this show. Right here, Sean, and so great to have you.
Awesome to be
I
here.
know,
Thank you.
So, you know, we just had Sean on the Dawn of Autonomy a couple of weeks ago. The industry's going, and frankly, Sean, this is where it comes to life. How excited are you about this decade of the summit that you've been putting on?
I'm like a kid at Christmas time. I mean, finally to see this all come together and for us to be there as part of the industry.
Yeah.
As the industry's grown.
I'm going to fix you. Keep talking.
This has been fantastic. So
Yeah.
we're very excited to be able to be here, bring all of these people together to connect, asset owners, service providers, and the solution providers.
Yeah, and my understanding it is a record-breaking year for you.
That's correct. So
Yeah.
this year we have almost 140 companies here showcasing.
Whoa.
So that was versus 80 last year.
Yeah.
And we had just over 1,700 already registered. So we're on our way to just under 2,000.
That's amazing. And like you said, you know, you've got the asset owners and operators and then all the service providers and then I'd say the whole ecosystem. You know, Sean, what I've noticed this year is, I'm going to say, a lot of software companies on the floor that I didn't see before. A lot more.
Right. Well, you think about it, you know, take first several years, we were data was backdoor, right?
Yep.
It was in the back burner.
Yeah.
It was hardware, sensors, this type of sensor, OGI or thermal, or it's, you know, fixed wing or flying or BB loss. It was all around those areas, and they're still very important. But it kept creating more data. So
Yeah.
the software side had to catch up
Yeah.
to where, how do I manage all these drones and robots in various different atmospheres in various areas? And how do I manage all that dang data?
Absolutely.
So that's where I think the software and data side's really picked up.
Yeah, excellent, totally. So what are you the most excited about?
So
I know, I'm putting you on
which
the
of my
spot.
children do I love
Which-
most?
I know, who
what
do
are
you love the
kidding
best?
me? I mean, I love all of it, honestly.
Yeah.
But I will say, I'm always excited to see young companies who I've never seen before and no one's ever seen be able to come here and showcase, and you see it kind of take off. You
Yeah.
see people start to say, yes, that technology looked viable.
Yeah.
We might want to do a proof of concept. I just love seeing the genesis of these companies when they first start, as well as, of course, all of our mature, very well, established players continue to grow. But those young companies, there's something exciting about that.
Well, there's one I'm looking at right now. It's Kellen, I think, Cellen, Hydrogen. I mean, I was just in Japan, you know this. I saw one hydrogen drone, and they said it was Japan's first. I've only seen Heaven drones from Israel, and now this. I mean, talk about really emerging technologies and people on the bleeding edge, they're here.
Right.
So that's super exciting.
And being able to bring them together with the asset owner service companies is delightful.
Yeah, awesome. So how do people learn more? If they're here, obviously you're Houston, show up. If you're not, how do they learn more?
Go to edrcoalition.com, sign up, and you can get our newsletter or follow us on any of our social channels.
All right, very good. Thank you so much, Sean. It's
Thank
always
you,
a
Dawn.
privilege and a pleasure.
We appreciate being industry partners.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
All right, cheers. And we're going to swap out Jen Dazzle up here from the Venable Law Firm. Now, can you check my phone and make you? Okay. All right. So Jen it was a big part of our Law Tech Connect event that we held at Exponential in May. They were bronze sponsors there, and you brought a number of your teammates there. You've been working a lot in the counter UAS space recently. This is your first time here.
It is. It's
So
very
tell
exciting.
me why. Tell me why you're here.
It's very exciting. It's an exciting time. As Dawn said, I am a partner at Venable. Before I joined Venable about a year ago, I was the Deputy Homeland Security Advisor working on all manners of threat and crises. And the threat posed by the risk of unauthorized, negligent, and malicious use of drones is one of those threats that kept me up at night and continues to keep me up at night. And it's a threat that potentially targets the energy sector in ways that would have devastating effects across the country. And so it's a really important intersection of these two conversations. And exciting to be here and see how much energy there is at this conference on these issues.
Now, you're moderating or you're participating on at least one or two panels. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm participating on two panels tomorrow talking different aspects about regulatory and policy issues related to counter-UAS drone threats and the intersection with the energy sector. Importantly, we're having this conference at a time where there is a pending rulemaking. There's a notice of proposed rulemaking with respect to potential flight restrictions around critical infrastructure, including the energy sector, including electric facilities, and we're in the middle of a comment period. Those comments are due on July 6th. This is an important step forward. It's way overdue, and there's a real opportunity to engage with key agencies, including the FAA, who's promulgating this rule, to help ensure that there are the right restrictions with the right protections in place for critical infrastructure.
Well, we're talking about 2209, and by the way, like this conference, a decade in the making. Okay, so we're really excited to see how that ends up, and excited to see more of what you're doing, Jen. By the way, Law Tech Connect Online will be streaming. We got our first one in a couple weeks. If I remember, your panel was panel 7?
7.
All right, so you're going to be in August.
Great.
So we'll be streaming her panel in August, all about the counter-UAS airspace awareness issue. So stay tuned for that on Autonomy Global. But in the meantime, how can people learn more about Venable and all the important work you're doing there?
Yeah, please come find us. I'm at jdaskell@venable.com. Happy to talk about anything in the policy, regulatory, legislative space around drones and counter-UAS. We also help run exercises. So we did this on the sidelines of the conference where Dawn had our Law Tech and Connect conference as well, where we brought together state, local, and federal entities, private sector, and critical infrastructure to work through an actual hypothetical drone attack, but really role play and identify the operational challenges and the policy, operational, and technical needs to really address.
When's the
the
next
issues.
one coming up?
We're working on it, so if you're interested in having us hold one, please reach out and we'll figure out a time.
And we're going to talk later because I already have ideas, so we're talking tonight. Okay?
Great.
All right, great to see you again. All right, who's up next? We've got Tom Adams from Drone Shield. And by the way, Tom, I'm going to have you stand here, say hello, introduce yourself, and I'm going to check something real quick.
Hey, how are you doing, everybody? My name's Tom Adams. I'm the Director of Public Safety for Drone Shield. We are based in the U.S. out of Warrenton, Virginia.
All right, very good. Sorry about that. You know we're live when I'm like, kind of going off camera and checking with my producer to make sure we're good.
Usual
I know,
which
it's
is
just
normal
like,
for you.
gotta love producing, being the personality, all of these things at one time. But anyway, Tom, it is so great to have you back on the show. For those that don't know Tom, he's been a great friend to the show. He's the one that started that counter UAS hub. He's now working at Drone Shield, former FBI counter UAS agent. And Drone Shield, you are so big in this space. Your time has come. I mean, good and bad, right? Like great for business, but at the same time, I'm sure it's keeping you up at night too.
No, it is. I mean, we're really in a transformative era for counter UAS and airspace awareness and protection. I know some of the things have been mentioned, but if you look at some of the things that have just happened in the last few months and the big dry spell that we had for many years, like with the Safer Skies Act being passed at the end of 2025, which gave state and local law enforcement and corrections the ability to mitigate drones, the FBI's National Counter U.S. Training Center, my old team putting together a certification course for state and local law enforcement, 2209, which has already been talked about.
Yeah, the list keeps going.
Yeah, Senator Cotton releasing his critical infrastructure protection bill last month, which proposes the opportunity for critical infrastructure, especially energy, to be able to mitigate drones sometime in the future. The counter UAS funding for state and local law enforcement, FIFA World Cup stuff going on. There's just so much going on in the industry right now.
There is. I mean, I know Scotland has drank Boston Dry, from my understanding. But luckily, we haven't had the big one, right? Like I think the FIFA World Cup games, something everybody's got their eye on. I know there's been a lot of planning behind that. And just to be clear, Tom, I want them to hear from your lips. You're a critical infrastructure owner right now. Your authority is what?
You can do some detection stuff, but really detection capability is the foundation of your airspace awareness and protection program. I know a lot of people focus on the mitigation piece, but you've got to be able to detect the drones to be able to assess and then determine what your next steps are going to be anyway. So now's the time to kind of start building the foundation, including your policies and procedures.
So there's stuff you can do today. You just can't take that drone out of the sky, quite frankly,
right,
if you're in the energy sector right now. And I know that's a big concern for them. We've got drone responders here, the big collaborations between critical infrastructure and the public safety crowd, of course. But Tom, real quick, I know we're running short on time. This is not your first rodeo here.
No.
What's the biggest thing that jumps out at you as being new or different?
Yeah, the show is definitely a lot bigger. There's a lot of drone companies, a lot of really cool technologies.
Absolutely.
Here. A lot of big drones that could carry a person or something. So there's a lot of really cool technology here. It's great to see the innovation here at the show.
Awesome. Drone Shield, how can they learn more about it and find you?
www.droneshield.com, and then you can find me on LinkedIn pretty easily, or tom.adams@droneshield.us.
All right, perfect. Thank
Awesome.
you, my friend. We'll be in touch.
Thanks,
we'll be talking soon. All right, next up we have Flyability in the house. Now, we've got the CEO. Come on down. And tell everybody who you are.
Hey, I'm Patrick. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Flyability.
So we've been talking about you for a while, Patrick. We had Unio Palumba on the Dawn of Autonomy a couple weeks ago.
That's right.
So I know all about your origin story for the company, and if you guys didn't watch that show, go back and check it out. It's amazing. They have the coolest drone in a cage, and really, the energy sector is kind of your bread and butter.
Yeah, correct. I mean, we serve really power generation as the main business all over the place. I mean, we do nuclear, thermal, hydro, wind, and oil and gas. I think oil and gas is also a very, very big market for us. In addition to mining, I guess that would be number 3 for us.
Absolutely. And You guys have been, in fact, I feel like I met your company here for the first time several years ago. And I was so wowed by this really cool drone in a cage that you built.
Yeah.
How have you seen the industry change over time? What would you say?
A lot of things have happened. Indeed. I guess, I'm not sure if we were there at the very, very first edition, but close.
I was not.
We've been in business for about 10 years. So has the show. Lots of change. I think what's striking is really, I think, the maturity. When in the first years when we were coming here, there was a lot of, very weird prototypes, a lot of wires, and people trying to really technologies right out of university.
Yeah.
What you're seeing out there
Which
on the
yours
floor
was
today.
initially too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We were the major offenders. And now that's not what we're seeing anymore. I think the market has matured a lot. Our machines went from crazy prototypes to stuff that are being used a lot. I mean, we're doing about 1,000 missions per day.
Yeah.
Now.
Wow.
I mean, our customers are doing that.
Yep.
So we're really, really far from the prototypes, and it seems like the industry is following this trend really.
You can see the excitement on this guy's face, and I got to tell you, because you've probably been stuck at your booth, that I've been sitting in a number of the panels, and people are giving shout-outs to the Helios 3 routinely. Like, for confined space inspections, or like, it's just like, confined space inspections, Helios 3. Like, there's not even a breath, right? Like, so this is what this guy has built. Pretty amazing. Just like Sean's built this amazing conference. By the way, they have the best party in town, too, tonight. Always, you guys throw down with a couple other companies and have an amazing soiree, which is all about connecting with people. So thank you for doing that. I look forward to partaking this evening.
With pleasure.
So tell people how they can learn more about Flyability and how they can reach you.
Sure, you can find us on flyability.com. You can find me on LinkedIn or write to me at pt@flyability.com.
Awesome.
Happy to answer.
I'm so grateful to meet you in person finally. So
Sure.
thank you so much.
Pleasure.
All right, I have to admit, he showed up when I was setting up, and I'm kind of a stress monster. So forgive me, and thanks again. All right, so we've got Nate Ernst. Okay, this guy, when you think of energy, how could you not think of Nate, right? So Nate is writing for Autonomy Global as our energy ambassador. He is leading the TAC group, and he's been working in this space for a long time. Great to have you, Nate.
How you doing?
Of course. So this is your jam, right? Like, this is your bread and butter. So jam and bread and butter all at once. It's like a whole sandwich.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are your thoughts?
Yes.
What are you seeing?
So this is actually my 10th EDRS.
So from the beginning?
Yeah, I've been here from the beginning. It's been a very interesting ride. I think there's a lot of interesting things going on at this show. First and foremost, I do know that there's record attendance this year.
Yep.
So that's very impressive. I think the other fundamental shift that we're all seeing as an industry is, sure, we do talk about Part 108 as one of the big buzz terms.
Yep.
And we also talk about CUAS as a very big buzz term
Yep.
in utility and energy now. There's a fundamental shift in how programs are going to be organized and constructed within the utility industry, and that's largely because of Part 108. So I think there's a lot of excitement going on at the show. I think there's a lot of interesting conversations, and I think a lot of preparatory readiness for the Part 108 final rule, or an alternative pathway while we're waiting for 108, like 44807.
Yeah, by the way, his article on Autonomy Global, Size Matters, is still in my top 10, has probably something to do with the title, although the content is amazing. Absolutely, I think people are leaning forward. We're hearing things like safety management systems, risk management programs, right? So people are lining up for the future right now, and I know you're a big part of that. You're actually working with Charlton Evans from End State Solutions, who's going to be on the show here shortly as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, in fact, business is so good, I'm thinking he's ready to hire.
That's what I heard. That's the rumor on the street.
That's the rumor on the street. You heard it here first live. So Charlton will be with us here shortly. But Nate, tell them a little bit about you and how they can learn more about Tacting Group and how they can reach you.
Yeah, absolutely. So my background's in UAS operations and really aviation operations for utilities as a whole.
Yep.
I've been in the space now for about 17 years. I've been very fortunate to do a lot of work in Group 1. But a lot of work in groups 2 through 4 as well, including manned operations with rotorcraft and fixed wing. Taken all of that experience over the past however many years and decided, hey, it would be valuable to teach some of these lessons to utilities that are looking to advance their programs, right? So now we're in the business of knowledge transfer and sharing. You can reach us by going to www.tactiangroup.com. I'm on LinkedIn just like everybody else, but I encourage you to go to the website.
Yeah, there you go. And his profile's also up on our ambassador page on Autonomy Global. Check out more. I think Nate might cover something, but for sure, he was just on a panel that I moderated with Charlton, a handful of asset owners and operators, as well as some industry leaders. I'm going to be covering that here in the coming weeks, so stay tuned, check that out. Awesome. Thank you again, my friend.
Thank you, Don.
Always great to have you.
See ya.
Hot swap that mic. All right, now we've got another rock star coming up. This is Ben Ruskowski. He is from Volatus Aerospace, Synergy Aviation. Ben kicked off Energy Month on the Dawn of Autonomy and had a ridiculous number of views on my LinkedIn. So he's clearly very popular out there. So anyway, Ben, tell him a little bit about yourself and why you guys are at this show.
Yeah, Ben Ruskowski, Chief Commercial Officer of Oil and Gas Programs here at Volatus Aerospace, Synergy Aviation. We're down here obviously showing all of our goods. We've got a lot of equipment down here on display, including our flying basket, some of our new our Sentinel pods, as well as IdeaForge and some very interesting technology. So yeah, very excited to be here right now.
Oh, I'm glad to hear IdeaForge. I was just thinking about that. No joke. Because I haven't seen them around, and I'm glad. So you guys are selling their stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, they have really cool drones out of India.
100%.
So really good. All right, so this is your community, and you've watched it over time, and you've been at this show before.
I myself, this is the first time for me at the show, even though Volatus has been very strong.
No kidding.
Here.
All right, so he's
impressed.
from Canada, by the way. If you haven't figured out from the accent. So you're impressed. Tell us your impressions.
You know what? Unbelievable with the amount of technology, the equipment, the people, the companies, everybody that's here. You can tell that this is a very well-organized, top-tier show, and we're just glad to be a part of it, and I'm just glad to be here for the first time.
Yeah, so Volatus is front and center. You guys have a giant display, like right when you walk in that front door. Super cool. All right, so what have you seen that's maybe the coolest thing outside of your own booth?
Yeah, no doubt. You know what? A lot of the drone defense is definitely an interesting topic here as all the technology develops. That end of it, both in just overall, in the community and everything else. But when you start talking about industries and where that comes with critical infrastructure, there's a place for it.
Yeah.
On top of that, very, very interesting seeing all the NDAA compliant drones now.
Oh, yes.
So that is coming
a lot of
play.
people like blue UAS on their signs.
Yeah. So that's a big part of it for us. Obviously, a lot of our clients in particular are looking for that. So glad to see that all here, and it is impressive.
That is awesome. You're right. Counter UAS, not only in the conversation, but on the floor for the first time. Defense Solutions is here. We had Tom from Drone Shield. There's a whole bunch of them. Airwise was on a panel I just did. They're doing kind of more airspace, UTM, airspace management, things like this. All right, very cool. So your booth, what's the coolest thing you would point out there? I know, pick a favorite.
You know what? I'm going to have to say our Sentinel docks. What's coming out with that is just the next generation for us, for our clients. Being able to put a unit in place, being flown remotely is the next step for us. The technology behind it and the people here interested in it is definitely driving our interest in the show, and very successful.
Now those guys are out of Singapore?
Yes, they are. Yes.
Yeah, so this thing looks like a really tall, like bubble pod thing. Which is why it's very eye-catching.
Yes.
I know I stopped when I first saw it, and I started talking to you guys about it. So very cool that you're doing that.
Yeah, and it's being manufactured now in Boston as well. So they've moved manufacturing here in the U.S. to Boston. So very exciting.
I didn't know that, so that is very exciting.
Yes,
and they're working with you, so they're smart. So how do people learn more about Volatus, and where can they reach you?
Yeah, well, first of all, if you're here at the show, come by booth 401. As Don mentioned, we're up front and center there. Other than that, please feel free to reach out through our website, volatusaerospace.com, and happy to answer any and all questions, and looking forward to meeting everyone here at the show.
All right, very good. Check out Ben on the Dawn of Autonomy. They sponsored Energy Month. They also sponsored Defense Month last month because they're all over the place, and we really appreciate you. So thanks again, Ben.
Thank you, Don.
All right. Next, we have Live View in the house. Now, LiveView Public Safety, but yet you're here, right? Because drone responders is here, and public safety and critical infrastructure go hand in hand.
That's right, and they've sent me here because I'm a bit of a drone enthusiast myself with a background in critical infrastructure inspection, and we are moving into the critical infrastructure data space as well. So we've got a product being developed that we're excited to bring to market and make available to our critical infrastructure clients.
All right, well, I've got the Recon here, the LiveView Recon, which is what we're streaming on right now. But you guys have been involved in like the Super Bowl. You're involved in the World Cup. I mean, tell everybody a little bit about this technology that we're leveraging right now, but that people are using in critical infrastructure and public safety routinely now.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. So a lot of the workflows that we see on a day-to-day operations basis is with our LiveView Recon LU800 and our new LU900Q series. And this allows bonded cellular telecommunications to come into play and keep you connected in environments where cellular connection can get a bit congested.
Yeah, well, I have to tell you, for years we've been doing streams from shows, but we have always had to tape and then produce, restream later. This is like the first time we're able to actually do this because of your unit. So I really appreciate your partnership.
Absolutely.
So you're a drone enthusiast and you've been walking around the floor. There's a lot of drones here. What has caught your eye?
Well, it's amazing to connect with all these drone service providers and study the workflows being used to deliver our critical infrastructure data from the air to the decision makers. And we're watching that workflow closely and hoping to develop solutions in order to streamline the process.
Yeah, I know you guys are sharing the booth with GNext. You know, they're doing that kind of collaboration of all the different sensors and, you know, the kind of situational awareness. You guys are strong partners there, so that's super exciting. Have you had a chance to listen to any of the talks?
Yeah, this morning I sat in on the Critical Infrastructure Leaders panel at Roundtable and got some unbelievable insight from the leaders in the industry that have been conducting critical infrastructure UAS operations for the last decade or so, and hearing from the not only the workflows but the actionable insights that those people have brought back from their operations has been invaluable. What's the biggest takeaway you got from that panel? I'd say the biggest takeaway I'd got is there's these we're still developing these workflows and this technology is still new and we're finally getting to a place where I think that it'll be more mainstream and standard practice and I think with technology like LiveView the workflows will mature much more quickly and become a lot more operationally sound. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Tell everybody how to find out more about LiveView or maybe how to reach you as well. Please check us out at liveviewpublicsafety.com or check me out on LinkedIn at Luke Streffler. I'm a big LinkedIn guy, so I'd love to connect with you all. All right, very cool. I hope you follow me, Luke. Cheers. Follow me on. Absolutely. Thank you so much, my friend. Nice to meet you. All right, and last but certainly not least, my friend and yours, Charlton Evans, End State Solutions. He's been, by the way, my steady timer in the background and helping out. So thank you so much. Great to have you. Charlton, by the way, and Nate will both be on the Dawn of Autonomy tomorrow. We're going to be doing it from Houston in different locations, but check us out because you're going to learn a lot more about this amazing company that he has and what he and Nate have built together. But this energy group, right? You started kind of in the aviation crowd, right? Like NBAA, National Business Aviation Association, in the drone space, doing all this certification for autonomy, and now the energy sector. What are you seeing here that makes you the most excited?
Well, so back in 2012, we flew the Scan Eagle for Conoco.
Oh my goodness!
They were way out ahead of the game,
and that is way out ahead because they are very risk averse.
They were way out ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And that was a historic event, but really the industry wasn't ready.
No.
The federal government wasn't ready.
And the sector wasn't quite ready.
The sector was not there yet, right? So great operations, but it's taken until now where I can foresee some of those things really coming to fruition. And now the industry is pushing hard on beyond 12 nautical mile approvals because apparently
ship to shore, my friend, offshore
ship
cargo,
to shore and all the offshore work that has to be done there. So that's a big area that we're going to try to push on behalf of industry to get that done. All right, very exciting.
So you were on the panel with me, and we were talking about beyond visual line of sight. What's one thing people need to know, do you think, right now, looking at the future?
Just everybody's anticipating Part 108 coming out,
of course,
as we all should.
By the way, rumor, and don't take this to the bank, we did hear what? 4th of July.
I've heard everything from 4th of July.
We heard
to
4th of
September
July. We don't know if it's true.
After the fiscal year,
Yeah,
so
who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah, that's coming out, and people need to understand that if you don't understand ASTM, you need to understand ASTM
Standards.
to understand Part 1. Yeah, the standards crowd, because they're actually writing the standards that the rule depends upon.
Yes.
So get in touch with F38, participate in F38, form the standards that we as an industry need to actually execute on Part 108 whenever it does come up.
Sage advice from the guy who knows. So very, very good. What would you say to somebody who's never come to this show? What would you say to them, like in terms of what they could expect, or should they consider it?
So this is a hyper niche show, which
is
great.
totally.
It's very
Niches
dense,
make riches.
right?
Yeah.
It's very condensed. It's very focused on oil and gas and power transmission. So if that's an area that you want to grow in, I think this is the place to be for sure.
And clearly people do, because there's like 2,000 people here and like 120 companies showcasing. So the biggest one ever. So really exciting. So Charlton, we don't want to give too many teasers for tomorrow, but what are you excited about for the Dawn of Autonomy to tell people about? What are we going to be talking about tomorrow?
So the more things change, the more they remain the same. We're going to be talking about some of the principles that go behind what the FAA is proposing in the new rules, and we're going to be talking about how to apply those.
Very good. And oh, by the way, we almost came to blows on the stage about AI and where it fits in this certification process. Know that people are using it to write their packages. Know that the FAA is using it to review those packages. And if you want to know more, Charlton actually writes for me on certification for Autonomy Global, and he has an amazing article about this very topic that's on the website. So if you haven't read it, check it out. It's a really great article. It's in our top 10 right now. So thank you. And last chance, buddy. You're hiring, so why don't you tell them?
Yeah, so some growth going on and some transitions. So we need a program manager / integrator / operator to come help push us through the process of serving all these enterprise level clients and getting historic stuff done. So if you're willing to operate at a very high level, a lot of energy and a lot of focus and a lot of discipline, we're going to go change the world some more.
Spoken like a true Marine, which he is. So check it out. You heard it here. He's hiring. We'll learn more tomorrow, all about what he does if you want to explore that as well. But thank you, Charlton.
Thanks, Don.
And everybody else, that's all she wrote. We are out here from the Petro Metro.